Hello folks, and welcome to part 3 of my playthrough of Paupers Ladder. I'm the Lone Adventurer. Thank you very much for stumbling your way to my channel. If you enjoy this video, please consider giving me a like and subscribing so you see future adventures. Now this is part 3. If you missed the other 2 parts, I'll put a link to part 1 in the description below and up in the corner of the screen. This is Alf Blomwell's journey that we are on at the moment. This is Alf here. He is doing okay. He is ably supported by his trained magpie, who collects additional gems when it finds gems. We've got a few gems already, but not a huge amount. We are well on the way to a couple of virtues. If you know the game, or if you've seen the other videos, you'll know that we need to achieve 3 virtues in order to succeed, win the game, and be appointed as the new ruler of Brighthelm, which is this land that we are exploring. You can get virtues in a number of ways. One of them is to complete 3 quests, and we've completed 2 quests already. Another way is to defeat lots of enemies, and that gets you the virtue of bravery, and I think I counted the strength value of these cards in the last video, and we had 27 out of a necessary 40. So if we can get those 2, we only need 1 more. And the other ones we can get are the virtue of generosity, which requires collecting quite a few more gems, or the virtue of knowledge, which requires me to learn 5 recipes, and I am a long way away from that. So I suspect we will be going for the virtue of generosity for our 3rd one. The other one is the virtue of magnificence, which requires you to defeat a dragon, but we haven't seen a dragon yet, so it might not be that one either. In the previous video I forgot to replace this quest, so let's get a new quest now. The miner. A local gas miner has gone missing. He was last seen in the swamps. Find and rescue the gas miner. Reward 2 equipment in addition to what the miner gives you. Alright, so I guess in the mines there is a specific card that pops up which is a gas miner, and you can rescue the gas miner. So this is one of those situations where we're waiting. Oh, we've got another quest we haven't replaced up there. So we had 2 quests missing, I think, unless I knocked one off the board between videos. So that's that one. So we need another quest to go up here. The ornithologist. She needs birds for her collection. Discard 1 giant gull or 1 eagle from your trophy room when you're in this city. Reward 4 gems or 1 equipment. So that's good. We haven't come across those yet, but hopefully they will pop up fairly soon. And gems as a reward is a good thing, because we need to start building up some gems as well. Right, so there's nothing left to discuss. I think we just need to get straight into it. Move our pauper and crack on and try and achieve something. Now I'm looking over here. We need some bone meal, and we need a bunch of other stuff. Bone meal can be found in mines, and mines are different to other locations. I don't think I've mentioned this before, because you can find resources in the mines that are present in all of the other locations. I think. At least I think it's the mines that have that advantage. I'm pretty sure it is. So let's go to the mines and see what we find there. A mercenary. You may pay him 5 gems to complete a quest for you. Add the quest card to your journal as normal, but don't collect the reward. The mercenary stays in this region until he has been paid 5 gems. Well, I'm not going to do that now, because I might just complete a quest, but if I'm struggling to complete one of these available quests, I can always pop over here and take advantage of the mercenary. So that was our pauper. We also need to move our bird. There's no point in going over here because we don't need pearls, and the bird can't open the strong box. Only the pauper can do that. So let's go up into the beach. We haven't spent a lot of time at the beach, and we do need a shell. So let's have a look. It's a feather. That's not a shell. We do not need a feather. All right, that's the end of the round then. We'll move the time tracker down by 1 onto a new round. I'm going to leave the pauper where he is. Let's have another mine card. The Bone King. So the Bone King is an undead creature. I think I've got something to do with undead creatures. And if we defeat him, we get 4 gems. Is that some bone meal? That looks very similar. I think that's some bone meal. Yeah, it totally is. So we can use that. We can use the Bone King, I think, to either get 4 gems or to get some bone meal, or both. I can't remember which one it is. But we need bone meal. That's awesome news. And actually, we also know what the next 2 outcome cards is, because there was a card drawn in the previous video that allowed me to look at the top card. So I know the top one is a 6. So I know that we can immediately defeat the Bone King. Good news. So I just need to check the rules to see whether I get either of these or both of these. Yeah, you don't get everything, you only get one thing. So I'm going to use the Bone King to get the bone meal. So I will put that under there, and all we need now to complete that recipe is a shell. So that was the pauper. What about the bird? I think I'm going to leave the bird in the same location because we need to find a shell. And it's a bandit. Alright, so the bandit, we get, I think I've been collecting a couple of times both of these things, and we only get one or the other. So I can have 2 gems or an equipment card if I defeat it. And I know I'm going to defeat it because I know the outcome card is a 6. That's the last card that I know. After that we are back into unknown territory in the outcome cards. But that defeats the bandit. So do I want 2 gems or do I want an equipment? Well, I'm already carrying 5 equipment, and actually now that I think about it, I think the bird can't collect equipment. At least that's what I've been playing, because the bird can't use equipment, the bird can't collect equipment. So I'll just have 2 gems. Aha! And actually my magpie, because he's trained, when he collects gems, he collects 1 extra gem. So that's cool. I'll put that on my little trophy room pile, and we get 3 gems. 1, 2, 3. So that's the round done. Oh, and when I defeat the bandit, I get to put the time track up by 1. Hang on, and I didn't put the time track up by 1 when I defeated the Bone King. So we'll put it up by 1 for that as well. And that's the end of the round. On to the next round. I'm going to leave the pauper. I'm going to leave Alf in the mines. We'll have another encounter there. Demon teeth. I do not need demon teeth. Okay, so we're going to be leaving the demon teeth there. Over to the bird. I'm going to have another encounter in the beach. A ruined cottage. Grab something before the cottage collapses, draw 3 equipment cards, keep 1 and discard the others. The card is then discarded. I don't think the bird can do that because the bird cannot collect equipment. So we will just say that that is the end of the round. So now this mine is clogged up with stuff. I could do the mercenary, or we could just keep moving. So I might move him down to the beach. So let's have a really big push for this shell. We'll have eventually both of them hopefully in the beach doing some exploring. So, so the pauper moved down into the mountains on the way to the beach. Have an encounter in the mountains and has found some yeti claws. Brilliant. We need Yeti claws for this recipe here. I've forgotten what all these recipes do, but we'll find out if and when we complete one. And the bird is going to stay on the beach and have an encounter there. No, another feather. That's lame. So this beach is now clogged up with cards that we don't need. So I'm just looking over at the solo rules sheet that we've got here. As a reminder, the solo rules sheet came in the Moon Towers expansion. I did have someone ask whether you have to buy the Moon Towers expansion in order to play solo, and the answer to that is no. There are solo rules, I believe, written by the same guy who did the official solo rules that are in the box, I think. Or maybe these solo rules are based upon the ones that were originally released on Board Game Geek. You can still get the solo rules on Board Game Geek, and I've got a feeling that they're different, similar but different, and that the rules on Board Game Geek allow for a few different play modes, I think. But I haven't looked at them for a while, but I'm pretty sure there was a few different play modes. But anyway, if you get Moon Towers, and I suggest that you do, you get this solo sheet and the tokens associated with it. I'm just looking at this section on removing region cards. Once a turn, you may move the time token this many spaces towards 0 to remove one card from a region not occupied by a pauper or bird. So ingredients, we can move the time tracker down by 1 in order to scrap an ingredient. So that's an option. If we end up with places like this that are completely clogged up with stuff we don't need, we can use the time tracker to cycle through some of those cards. We're not going to do that now though. We're going to put the time tracker down by 1. In the next round we're going to move our pauper down to the beach. And we've got a sea beast. So this is a level 7, a strength 7 creature, but we get 5 gems or an equipment if we defeat it. Seems unlikely that this outcome card is going to be another 6. Let's have a look. It's a 4. That is low, so we need an additional 3. That's going to be tough. But I can always use my dagger every time the pauper is in a fight. So we can roll this dice once and add the number to the pauper's strength. 1. So we've got a total of 5. So we would need 2 more in order to defeat the sea beast. I've just realised that when I was in the mountains I could have used my ice pick. Not that I needed to, because we found something we needed anyway. So I could spend 1 gem to roll the dice again and hopefully get a 2, but it's only a 1 in 6 chance that I actually do that. Is it worth it? Should we do 1? Let's do 1. I got it! Look at that! I rolled a 2. So 4 plus the first 1 that we rolled plus the 2, 5, 6, 7, means we defeated the sea beast. And that is exciting. I'm going to have the 5 gems as the reward. We're going to put the time tracker up by 1. And that was a nice stroke of luck. Brilliant. Let's have a quick tally up of our strength value, because I think we might have got the virtue of bravery. And we do. We've got a total strength value of 42. And we need 40 to learn the virtue of bravery. So we've got our first virtue of the game. And we are 1/3 of the way towards success. Hopefully more than 1/3 of the way. We can very quickly complete that one, so it's just a case of getting the 3rd virtue. But that's brilliant. That was a nice stroke of luck. So the pauper's bin. Now our bird needs to go. So let's move the bird. Do you know what? I think I might move the bird down into the forest. I haven't been to the forest for a while. And mainly because there's not too much we need in the forest. This is making me second guess my decision. I'm not going to go into the forest. I'm going to go into the mountain because there's all sorts we need in the mountain. Actually, there's not that much we need in the mountain either. If we were to find some iron ore in the mountain, we would actually successfully learn this recipe. So let's stick to the mountain plan. Yeti claws. We don't need Yeti claws. We already found them. Okay. Alright, end of the round. Time tracker down by 1. Next round, he enjoyed his beach encounter, so Alf is going to stay in the beach, at the beach, and find a razorfish. Strength of 5. 3 gems if we defeat it, or whatever this fish symbol represents. I guess that's an ingredient, but we don't need that. Alright, so let's see how we do. We've got to defeat a strength of 5 creature here. Ooh, 1. Now we could use this companion, is that what they're called? Can't quite remember what they're called. But we've got a trickster here who might help us. We can pay him 3 gems, roll the lucky charm 3 times, adding the number rolled to your strength. 3 gems seems quite expensive. And if you remember, we've got Alf's hard hat. Now with Alf's hard hat, once per fight, if Alf draws an outcome card with a strength of 1, we can discard the card and draw again. Also, Alf adds 1 to his strength when fighting in mine regions. I don't know if he's done that, but if he has done that, I'm pretty sure I've forgotten. But anyway, we're going to use his hard hat to redraw the outcome card. Oh, it's 2. That's no good at all. And we've got an armed thief. Pay 3 gems to draw another outcome card and add it to this one. I don't really want to pay 3 gems. We can use... I was going to say we can use the dagger to add some additional points on there. So let's use the dagger, see if we have our luck again like we did with the sea serpent. Oh, 1. So we're at 3 and we need a total of 5. Nah, it's not going to happen. Having defeated the sea monster, the sea beast, this razorfish is going to kick our ass. So he defeated us. Our pauper loses a point of health, which is a bit of a shame, but they're still only on 3, so that's not too bad. Let's have a final mountain encounter, see if we can find that iron ore that we need. Oh man. An angry yeti, 6 strength, 4 gems if we defeat it. Go on then, birdie. Oh, 2. And we've got a hoarder who's willing to help us. Discard 1 equipment to add 2 to your strength. Well, that's not going to help. That's not going to help at all. So actually, the yeti is going to bop our bird on the beak, taking our bird down to 2 health. That is low. I think I'm going to have to take my guys over to the cities and pay some gems to heal in a bit, which is a shame. That's the end of the round. Didn't do anything good in that round, so we're down to 6 time. New round, my pauper can only stay at the beach if he's willing to fight the razorfish again. Do I want to fight the razorfish again? But we do want to find a shell to complete that thing. No, I'm going to leave it for now. Let's leave the razorfish. Let's go over into the city. In the city I can pay 1 gem to heal by 1. We could also have a little look-see at the equipment we've got available here. Actually no, because my equipment is maxed out at the moment, so I'd have to discard something. A quick look at what we've got. We've got a couple of bird whistles, which allow me to move the bird to any region I want. It's semi-helpful. Crystal ball allows you to look at the top 4 cards in one region deck and return them in any order. That's pretty useful. I would have to discard one of my equipment cards, and I don't really want to. So he's going to stay there. The bird is obviously going to leave this region. He doesn't want to mess with the angry yeti. He's going to move down into the swamp. Let's have a swamp encounter. An abandoned stash. When this card is drawn, place 3 equipment cards face up on it. A trained bird may collect 1 of them and miss their next turn. So a bird can collect equipment in this situation. So we don't have to do it now, And I don't really want to because we can only keep 5 equipment. Alright, so I think we're going to leave that there and put the time tracker down by 1. Time tracker is low. Alright, new round. We're going to move the pauper over into the swamp. Oh, look at that! He's found the gas miner which we need for that quest. You may try to pull him out. Roll the lucky charm. Sad face, he's stuck. Happy or very happy, he's free, and collect 3 gems. Alright. And since we've got the miner quest over here, if we rescue the miner, we complete a quest and we get some equipment in addition to what the miner gives you. This is a stroke of luck. Right, so let's try and save the miner. Hey, happy face, we save the miner. He's free. Collect 3 gems. And we complete this quest. We don't have to go back to the city to complete this quest. So we get 2 equipment in addition to what the miner gives you. So the quest goes on our quest pile. We get 2 equipment. So let's see if there's anything here that we want to replace our existing equipment with. We've got a toolkit which allows you to defeat a trap hazard without doing anything, and demon teeth, which is a recipe ingredient which we don't need. So I'm not going to keep either of those actually. We'll pop them over there. And that's our 3rd quest. 1, 2, 3. And when you complete 3 quests, you can discard them to learn the virtue of fellowship, which means we've now got 2 virtues out of 3 learnt that we need to learn. Also, when we complete a quest, we put our time tracker up by 1. When we learn a virtue, when you learn a virtue, move the time tracker up by 3. 1, 2, 3. And actually, when I learnt the virtue of bravery, I didn't do that. 1, 2, 3. So we're back up to 12 on the time tracker. That is good news because I am quite far off learning the virtue of generosity or the virtue of knowledge by completing the recipes. Alright, so I think we'll leave it there for this video since we completed 2 virtues. Feels like it went quite well. So we'll come back in one final video to see if Alf can complete his mission. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.